The season of giving may have just left a big hole in your savings account, or your credit card got a good workout. Let's talk about fixing that. Welcome Julianna Roberts from Larson and Company.
Welcome.
Thank you.
It's good to have you here.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
So the whole reason we invited you today, we're just going to get right to it. If part of the New Year plan is to save money, we want you to help us make a plan. And for me, I think it started with Pinterest. I was kind of looking at all kinds of new things for the new year, and there was a pin there that had an idea to save money. And it was literally January to December. If you put 25 away in January, 50 in February, tet it up, by the end of the year, you're going to end up with this much money. So help us organize it, probably better than Pinterest.
That might work for some people. My first thing is to just start. I think that's the biggest hurdle for people. Even if it's $20, take $20, open that savings account, and just start, and to be consistent. Mm-hmm. That really, I think, is the basic, the most.
I feel like I should be taking notes.
I know.
Just start.
Got it. Next.
And the second thing that's helped me is to be specific in purpose. Okay. I have at the credit union where we bank, I have several different sub savings accounts of my main savings account. So many that my husband sometimes jokes that Homeland Security is going to start questioning.
Okay, so I have a question with that. Do you
Yes.
name them, like what I say, Beck Savings Car, Beck Savings Vacation?
I do, like online, I can name each account, and I have a vacation savings.
Okay.
So maybe like a short-term savings account, for kind of short-term emergencies, long-term savings account, if you were ever out of work for several months, vacation savings account. I've got one of those. Maybe you're saving for a new car, a specific.
So
savings
like when you're
account.
making a deposit, you can just tell them, put it in my.
And I give them, the account number, but online I have them, like the nicknames that I've got on there that.
We could come up with some fun nicknames too.
Yeah, whatever you want to be savings it for. I was telling Natasha this story, but a few months ago we had some van repairs that we needed to make. And my husband, my 9-year-old daughter overheard my husband and I talking about this van repair, and she immediately broke down and said, I know we're not going to Disneyland now, Mom.
No
I just know that there's no way we can go to Disneyland now. I'm the only kid I know that's not going to Disneyland. Yeah. But I had to tell her, I said, you know what, we've got this, savings account. We can pay for the van repairs, out of here. I said, I didn't touch our vacation savings account. We're still going to Disneyland.
What a great lesson for her, though, too, to know that Mom and Dad saved and they were prepared.
Yeah.
Well, I think that is so important, because then what? Like, if you didn't have that, then you would have to, it has to come from somewhere. So you're dipping into a credit card or.
So how many, does it matter how many accounts you open?
I don't think so.
How many would you say you have?
I have
roughly, of course,
probably 5 or 6.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that have
that's not too
specific purposes.
Yeah.
So,
That's really good.
and the next thing that I would say is to treat your savings account like any other bill. It's you're going to pay your electric bill. You would never think about not paying your cell phone bill. That's not one that you're going to let go.
You might think about it, but
Right.
you have to.
and treat your savings account the same way.
Right.
Okay, I like that.
As far as putting money into that all the time.
Every single month do it.
So tell me how to overcome this hurdle, because I've started down this path, and I get to a certain point and I can be really good about it, and then it's like, well, I just like that a little bit more than saving money, so I'll just borrow that from myself, but I promise to put it back. And I never put it back.
You do that?
Just kidding, I do that too.
I have literally done the cash envelopes too.
That's
so,
what I do.
And then when it's gone, it's gone. And that works well too, but I think it's probably a better idea to have it somewhere where maybe for the long-term things that you really are earning interest or
in your
something.
envelopes, like I put money into dates, but then I'm like, oh, there's money in dates, and I want a new shirt. I'll make Chris pay for the date.
Yes, I'll just go to lunch today.
Yes.
So how would you advise making it non-accessible?
In another state.
Really?
I have a savings account that I've had since high school in my hometown in Idaho, and every time I go home, I just take a little bit of bit of money, $50, $100, and I've got it not accessible in the credit union in Idaho.
That's
so
fantastic.
That's part of my long-term savings
Our
account.
generation, we
is
really
there.
have no self-control.
I
We don't.
was just going to
And-
say
and
that.
when-
Yes.
And even the months, there's some months that I can't put as much as I'd like to in
Yeah.
one or more of these accounts, but I always put something in, even if it's
Okay.
just $20. Like I never miss a month of doing
Because it's
it.
habit.
Because it's habit, and
Okay.
it would be so easy to break that habit and not
Good
get
point.
back.
So just start, make it habit. Don't make
Okay.
it
Yeah. Be
unrealistic.
specific.
Yes,
We've got
very
it down and
good.
making a list. What's next?
I would say to automate your savings, like have an automatic transfer from your checking to your savings, or if you've got your direct deposit from your paycheck at work, have a certain percent go to even a different bank. Open a savings account at a different bank. That's just a savings account even. You know, take 10%, 5% of your check, to this particular,
Account.
bank and account, and the rest to your checking account. But, and even, picking the percent there, okay, I'm going to take, 5-6% of my check, and then I'm going to, once it's in the savings account, I'm going to, move it to the different one I want. And the next one is just to start with small amounts. A few weeks ago, I read an article about it recommended saving 3% every month, like 3% of your check every month, and then increasing that the next year, and then increasing that again the next year
I'm
after
glad you
that.
just brought that up because the question just went through my head. I've been taught save 10%, pay yourself 10%. Sometimes 10%'s a
Yeah.
lot, but what is that the standard nationally, or is there a
I
standard?
don't know, and it depends on your goals. If you want this certain amount in your vacation savings, for a year from now when you want to do this, figure
You need to
out
figure out how much
figure out
it's
how much you
gonna
need to
be.
do.
Okay. Okay,
And
I
if
like
3%
that.
seems like a lot, start with 1%. Just do something, and then in 6 months, like, you know what, I can.
Yes.
It's really
double
interesting. My
the amount that I do.
parents, so my parents are a lot older now, but my mum came over, as you well know, and she brought these, I don't know if any of you've watched Holes. Anyway, you remember about the premium bonds things? You're talking about putting a little bit of money. Well, back home you could get these bonds out of the post office, just put in a little bit of money. And now my mum came up with them. They all were like $1 or $2, but now they're worth thousands.
Wow.
So this little bits of money that we
Yeah.
put by, I can see totally how that works. When I look at my parents, I'm like, I want to invest like this, you know? 'Cause at the end, when you're, 70 or whatever, then that's pretty money.
That's
Especially
amazing.
for the grandkids, right?
Well,
Children.
we only touched on it for a second, but what would you recommend for starting a savings account for children to learn the art of saving?
My kids all have savings account. We started putting money in there when they were little, and my youngest doesn't have as much as my oldest in there. But they do. They get their allowance every month, and 10% goes to charity, 10% goes to their savings account.
See,
And
that's
usually,
awesome. That's so
even
awesome.
6 months, every 6 months, a couple times a year, maybe we'll go to the bank and
Make a deposit.
make a deposit.
Okay.
Yeah, into their
Great
account.
idea,
So-
yeah.
Very good. Well, we will make sure to share some of those tips online, and we certainly appreciate you
Oh,
being here.
thank
That
you.
was
Yeah,
a lesson
thank you.
well
There's a lot
learned.
more on finances. We'll have to
Yes,
have you
we'll have
back
to have her
with
back.
credit card
And
debt
we didn't
and
touch on
taxes and-
taxes. Yes, yes. All right. Well, we
so
aren't
much.
done.
You're welcome.
We'll be right back.